In your mind, what went wrong tonight?
We didn't win the game.
What went wrong offensively?
Started off pretty good. Stayed on track. Went down, got 2 quick scores. They had a chance to score again before half, and got some miscommunication up front. Got a penalty, backed us up, and then didn't get it on 4th down. And then in the second half, just wasn't able to establish a run game enough consistently. And then they put us in some 3rd and long situations, and just didn't convert them. Gave them the balls back on short fields. They scored and got away from us.
What happened? What was the miscommunication at the goal line?
One player thought it was a one play, and the other players knew what the real play was, and they were trying to communicate to him what the play was, and then the ball got snapped.
Obviously, you guys coach really hard. How frustrating is it at this point? But you still have a lot of season left.
A lot of season left. It was a lot of positives tonight. Really came out and we focused on starting fast and scoring in the red zone. I thought the players came out. JT stood in the pocket and made some really big throws during this game. And then there's a lot that we're going to learn from as well. But it's a lot of positive that I'm going to walk away with. And I'm going to keep my head high. We're going to keep our head up. And then the things that we got to get out of our system and things we got to get better at, we're going to go to work to get better at them. Still, Pac-12 South is still in front of us. It's one of our goals, and we're going to work like heck to do it.
One of the things that was said last week is we're doing the right things the right way. We're going to stick to the kind of the same practice pattern and all that. Are you getting to the point where maybe some things have to change in terms of how you practice, what you practice, and what you do?
That's not my decision.
As the offensive coordinator, what do you feel like you need to do to fix this?
Keep working and keep giving us opportunities to get the balls in different people's hands. And that's what we did a great job of that tonight. The balls got into every running back, every tight end, the wideouts. We got deep into the receiver group of spreading the ball around. We were able to naked and sprint and go deep. The quick game kind of became our run game. When we weren't able to get the run game that we wanted, I went to start to get quick passes because I know we couldn't just stand back there and wait all the time to throw deep balls. And so kind of shifted to the quick passing game to suffice for the run game that we couldn't get on track in the second half.
Without the benefit of the film yet, why do you think the running game was so anemic tonight?
There was a couple of different things. One, early, it was fine. And then just misses from what I saw upstairs. I haven't watched the tape yet again, but I got to see exactly what it was because it just looked like the backs couldn't get going. We couldn't get to the second level, and whatever it was, whether it was physical, whether it was mental, I got to see exactly what it was. During the middle of a game, you try to fix it. I went back to it, then we lost yards on a short 2nd and 2s, and we lost yards, made it 3rd and medium. And at that point, by the time we got the ball back, they had scored on the blocked field goal. So it's time to go to the passing game and try to get some points on the board.
Is it almost time where the quick passing game is the game that you got to play, and you use the 4
Well,
wide?
going in, I knew this was a front that gave us a hard time running the ball last season, and they came back and returned a lot of veteran guys in their front 7. So that was understood coming into the game, but I still wanted to establish a run game early, and we got 2 rushing touchdowns, and those things worked early. But once it became the kind of game that it became, you got to try to get points on the board. So that's why I say I made a shift mentally to the quick game and things of that nature to take the place of the running game. But young quarterback, that's something that JT is really good at. He sees it really well. He's really good at getting the ball out and seeing things. I thought he made some really big reads tonight, some big-time throws. I'm really proud of him for the way that he played, and the guys around him. Amara played great. Bayless Jones, all these guys. So it's a lot of positive I'm going to take back. I haven't watched the tape yet, but I feel encouraged, going into next week because I feel like we took a step forward. We just didn't win the game, just didn't do everything right that obviously you want to have if you want to have your way.
Your offense has played quite a bit better in the past. This is like year 1 for you. Why do you think there are still different units or still a collection of players that aren't playing to their capability?
Well, we're still growing. We're still coming together. There's a lot of new pieces. Everybody want to talk about Sam Darnold, and yes, you got to replace Sam, but you got to replace Rojo, you got to replace Deontay Burnett, and you just have to replace chemistry in general. You can't just lose players and think to have all the time the same production just right off the bat. Are we going to get there? Yes, we're going to get there. But we're learning as we're going. They're learning how to play against each other. They're with each other, who they can trust and how they can trust them and what guys are capable of doing. And so I understand that. I've been a part of that. And so and it all turns out for the better. So I'm really proud of the way that the guys approached this week and the way that they fought to the end. It didn't go our way. We didn't do everything right all the time. But I'm not walking out here with my head down feeling sorry. I feel good about where we are. I thought we took a step forward tonight, and we're going to keep growing and keep getting better.
How hard is it to call plays when you're just not sure where that breakdown might be coming?
You got to trust the players. You got to trust them, and I'm never going to stop trusting the players. I'm never going to, blame them or anything of that nature. I'm going to call the plays. That's what my job is to do, and whether it works or doesn't work, our job is to go back and correct it. They're young men. They're learning, and so that's just how I approach it. I'm going to call the plays, and I'm going to trust them to make the plays, and I'm not going to change that.
Coach, when do you think your guys are going to start clicking and start learning and playing, things will start going smoother?
I felt a little bit of it early in this game, and whether it was the run game, the RPO game, the deep shots down the field, staying on track, and not getting in third and longs. I got that feeling in this game, and there were times where we did, move the ball down the field, and we had some penalties that were really unfortunate tonight. There was some very untimely penalties where the momentum was going really good. We're making plays, we're moving the ball, and just really untimely penalties at the wrong time, and that just kind of knocked us off rhythm and changed some play calls. You may have something dialed up for a 1st and 10, and it's 2nd and 20 or 1st and 20. That call changes. So just got to deal with it and keep going, and we'll watch the tape, get better from it.
Coach, how do you make sense of scoring 14 in the first and then getting shut out from there on?
We didn't put it in the end zone, That's all I can say. I'm going to watch the tape and find out exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It felt like as if, to me, in the second half, the ball would move, and then whatever would happen would get us in 3rd and long. And then 3rd and long is tough. But from a protection standpoint, and just from the routes, you can't expect us to just stand back there with a good pass rush up front with the pressures that they were running. So we're trying to get people open in the time given. And that's just tough sledding when you're in 3rd and long. That's just hard. So that's what it felt like to me. I'm going to watch the tape and see exactly what it was. But that's really what the second half felt like to me.
I mean, it kind of happened last week too. It wasn't the same game, but I know the second half kind of played out a little similar. Did you feel something that you kind of noticed, like this is happening again?
Last week's behind. This is how I felt tonight. Really, I wasn't going to stop being aggressive. Told the guys that you got to fight aggressive with aggressive. They had an aggressive defense that likes the pressure, and we were going to block them up and take our shots and stay aggressive. And I promised them that, and that's something that I wasn't going to change, something I'm not going to change. And we're going to come together and be really good, I feel. We're taking steps in the right direction, and we're going to keep taking those steps to get better.
I know you guys didn't run a lot tonight because you couldn't, but moving forward, do you feel like that just has to change? Like you can't run?
It has to. We have to have balance. You have to have balance. You got to take pressure off a young quarterback. You got to be able to do that with the run game. Tonight, I thought the nakeds and the things off of the run game work better than the actual run game itself, and you don't always want that, but so we'll go back to work. I really believe in this team, really believe in these players. I think we have something special in the makings. We just got to continue to get there, and one day it's going to click, and we're going to all be happy about it.
Is this a team that maybe uses the passing game to take the pressure off the running backs?
It could be. Tonight it became that, like I said, having to use the short passing game to make up for the run game and struggles in the run game. And you may have to do some of that. I couldn't come into this season saying that with a true freshman quarterback, but I'm learning as I go, and I'm learning him, and he's, we're learning each other what he's good at. He's really good at that. So we're going to keep growing things of that nature and build around him and build around our run game. We gotta find a way to have that balance.
Are you guys asking too much from him right now?
One more time.
Are you guys asking too much from him right now?
No, he's awesome, man. He talking to him on the phone during the game. He saw it. He saw it really good. He knew what was happening to him. He corrected some protections, and they were giving some really challenging looks. No, he's doing a good job mentally tonight. I thought he did a heck of a job, you know. And so I can't, like I said earlier, I couldn't be more proud of where he's at as a kid who should be playing for his high school and already here at USC, starting as a true freshman. So I'm going to always be proud of him for what he's doing for us at such a young age.
If you're satisfied with the quarterback play, then I wonder, are you a bit confused by other units on the offense right now? Then
I'm not going to say confused. It's just it just hasn't clicked, you know, for whatever reason. You know, you get sacked with people rushing 4 guys, you know, and they're playing coverage. The guys are open, but you get hit. You know, and then the next time it's something, you know, it's not one thing. And so that's the part of our chemistry that has to gel, is when 11 guys can do the right thing on each play. And it's never going to be perfect in football. It's just football. You're never going to know what they're going to do every time on defense. And that's where experience and leadership and chemistry takes over. And so we're 3 games in with a lot to go ahead of us. And I'm just happy to get back to work on a short week to see how much better we can get before our next game.